Howdy, brothers and sisters out there in YouTube land. This here is Grateful Panic, and I've got another video for you guys today. And today, we're going to be taking a look at the Spyderco Chapparal with the Raffir Noble handle scale material. And before we take a look at that, let's go ahead and dive down into the panic dump and take a look at what I carried today. And today, along with this guy, I also carried the Bark River Knives, Ultralight Bushcrafter, and Black Canvas Micarta, and CPM 3V Blade Steel. And I also carried the Great Eastern Cutlery number 15 Boys Knife, single blade with spear point blade in green linen micarta. And of course, I carried this in my Beard and Owl slip. And you guys definitely need to go check Beard and Owl out on Instagram. They've got some great products, some cool slips and minimalist wallets and hanks. They've got some really cool handmade products. And although I did not carry it today, I am currently drinking on it, so let's take a look at what am I drinking. And today I'm drinking on a little bit of the Spinal Evisceration Black IPA from Revelry Brewing Company, and also a little bit of the Accumulation White India Pale Ale from New Belgium. A little bit of some seasonal drinks today, a little bit of wintry beverages. So that leads us right into the nitty-gritty, the knife of the hour, the knife that we've all been waiting for, or at least the knife that I've been waiting for, the review knife. And like I said, guys, we're going to be taking a look at the Spyderco Chapparal with the Raffir Noble handle scale material. And I promise you guys here within the next couple of weeks we are going to be fixing this lighting issue, because my good friend JB over at Big Red EDC gave me some links to some products that are going to take care of that. And so just bear with me for a little bit until I can fix these lighting issues, and I will do everything that I can to bring you guys better quality video. But before we get into the meat and taters of this knife, let's go ahead and get the boring stuff out of the way and take a look at some dimensions and some materials. So you have a blade length of 2.8 inches. You have a closed length of 3.6 inches. You've got an overall length of 6.4 inches, and you have a cutting edge of 2.35 inches. And this is a really, really thin blade stock they used, and I dig it, especially for this size knife. It's a great slicer, but the blade thickness is only 79 thousandths of an inch, so it's super thin. And that blade is a nice drop point style, and it's a full flat grind, and it's in CTS XHP blade steel. And you have a nice full plain edge, no serrations there. And you've got stainless steel hardware all the way around, including this really nice Spyderco deep carry wire clip. And I love the Spyderco wire clip. I think it's one of the best clips that they've ever put out, and I wish they would put this pocket clip on all their knives, because I mean it's just my favorite. It's got great retention, but it just slides in and out of the pocket with the greatest of ease. I mean, it's just, in my opinion, the perfect pocket clip. Nice deep carry. I mean, you've got that much right there sticking out of your pocket. And like I said, the handle scale material on this guy is the Raffir Noble. And I did a little research and I found, just in case you didn't know, most of you guys probably already know, but Raffir is actually the company that makes the handle material. And it's not just for knives. They make this composite material for, a plethora of different applications. But in this case, it happens to be for a knife. And they are Danish based, and they've been around for about 10 years. And they make, like I said, all kinds of different products. They've got some, and it's all material suspended in resin. But I know they do some wood, like some fossil, and this just happens to be the Noble, which is one of their products, and it is a bronze and brass mesh suspended in resin, and it gives it just a really, really cool 3D look. And I remember when I first saw this knife, I think maybe LTK reviewed it, and I just thought it was the coolest looking knife. And when I first saw it, I was like, man, that's a really awesome camo pattern that Spyderco's doing. Like, it's not just your typical woodland camo or digi camo. It's like they're doing like some real tree stuff or some mossy oak. Like, that's really, really cool. And then come to find out, it's not actually camouflage. It's the this design pattern in the handle scale material, and that did nothing to diminish my interest in this knife. I was still just really really attracted to the knife, and it's one of those knives where you're like, yeah, that's a really cool knife, but I'll never have one, so I'll just have to admire it from afar. And I was fortunate enough to get this guy in a trade with my good buddy J.R. Rodriguez, and I am absolutely in love with it. It is just, it's the coolest little knife, and I don't carry it every day, and it's not because I don't think it can handle the work. It's just, it's too nice in my opinion to carry it to work. And so this is my special occasion knife, or my weekend knife. I carry it if we're going out on the town, or maybe going to church or something like that. So this is definitely just a special occasion on the weekend carry knife. And the locking mechanism is a lockback, which I absolutely love lockbacks. I always have, ever since I first got into knives. I've been really I've always dug lockbacks. It's not the fanciest of locks, but it's strong. It serves the purpose, and to me, it's just really cool. And this guy, and it probably won't do it since it's on camera, it's going to make a liar of me, but see, I told you. But and I put a little bit of knife pivot lube in this, and up until now, when it got on camera, there it goes. I mean, it drops pretty good. It's definitely a good one-hand operating knife. If you got manual dexterity, you can Spidey flick it, which I didn't there for a second. You can thumb flick it, and of course you can just do like an easy thumb opening. I mean, it's definitely a good one-handed operating knife. It's a great size, and this knife actually introduced me to the fact that I'm a big fan of the smaller knives with a dedicated finger choil, because I mean, that just fits just great in your hand right there. I mean, yeah, if you go on back here, your pinky's scared and he's looking for his home and he can't find his home, and he's just all out of sorts, and then you just choke up a little bit right there and he's not scared anymore. He found his home, he's comfortable, he is no longer out of sorts, and all is well in the world. And I mean, to me, that's just a great fit. And I've got fairly large hands. I wear extra large gloves, and usually the smaller knives they kind of leave me wanting. Like, they're not very comfortable in my hand, but this guy is just amazingly comfortable. You get it right up there in that finger choil, and the jimping right there on the spine on that little finger ramp. I mean, your thumb just feels like it was meant to be there. It almost feels like an extension of your hand. Like, it's just It's very comfortable. It's comfortable in all grips. And I don't know why we do this, because I mean, honestly, guys, I don't ever use my knife like this. I, unless it's a fixed blade and I'm doing something, I don't use my knife like this. For the most part, I find myself using a folder either in this grip or like a pinch grip. And I mean, this guy, it does a jam up job. It fits in those two grips, and that's what I needed to do. So to me, it's a great size. And you know what, guys? I did not get a weight on this, and this is part of my my point here of the functionality of this knife and the purpose of this knife. We're looking at 2.3 grams, 65 or 2.3 ounces, 65 grams, and that is absolutely nothing. I mean, this is one of those knives, you clip it in your pocket and you forget about it until you need it. And I'm a big fan of that, whether it be fixed blades, folders. I mean, it really doesn't apply, in my opinion, to slip joints, because I mean, they're not bulky, heavy knives to begin with. I mean, unless you're using, you know, like a buck 110, they can be a little bulky and heavy, but I mean, it's a knife for its intended purpose. Like, if you're going to carry a buck 110, it's because you need a knife of that size. So, I mean, this guy right here, it's like your little hidden, you know, secret agent knife. You throw it in your pocket. Nobody knows it's there. You don't even know it's there until, you know, the time comes to use it. And when the time comes to use it, it performs its function like a dream. And I know I'm kind of all over the place. And the reason is I actually have already made this video, and I got maybe about to this point, and I had forgotten to delete a previous video or two that I had made, so my phone reached its storage limit and cut the video off. So I'm making the video again, and it's probably just me being overly critical of myself, but in my opinion, the first take was better than this one. But it is what it is, and regardless of how good it is, I enjoy doing this, so it's all in good fun. And if anything, just gave me a little bit more time to be sitting here making videos, blabbering to you guys. So it all worked out. And you know, I'm gonna take a little pause right here, because there was some stuff I meant to mention before I started in on the review of this knife. And like I said, this is the second take, and my mind was all discombobulated, so I kind of forgot. But go ahead and cover it right now. I don't know if you guys watch Into the Badlands, but if you don't and you're a blade freak like me, you need to check it out, because there is just an awesome amount of bladed goodness in this show. It's a really cool show. I mean, just basic premise, it's like if today's society went back to the ways of feudal Japan. Firearms are outlawed, so all weapons are like bladed, and they've got like bow and arrows and crossbows and stuff like that. But for the most part, your main weapons are knives and swords, which to me is just awesome. Like, that's cool as crap. But in this show, there's a character, and this is not going to be a spoiler, because they revealed this stuff very early in the show, so I'm not giving anything away. But in the show, there's this character, MK, who's got these dark powers that manifest themselves when he gets cut. And he basically, you know, approaches like superhuman status, and he's super fast, super strong, like just a bad booty dude. Like, you wouldn't want to run into him in a dark alley when he's got his dark power going on. But there's a scene in the show where he's practicing his form on like a training dummy, and I guess he gets frustrated or whatever, and he's like considering cutting himself to like go into beast mode, and he pulls out this knife, and he opens it, and he's thinking about cutting his hand, and then he decides against it, and he closes it and puts the knife in his pocket, and the knife he pulls out and intends to use to cut himself is an Opinel. And I just thought that was cool as crap because, Opinels are awesome knives. They have, a rich history when it comes to the cutlery world. And it's not a knife you see every day in TV shows and movies. So I thought that was really neat that, they kind of showcased even though it wasn't like out in the open, it was kind of, dark and you couldn't really tell. And if you're not a knife person, you probably wouldn't recognize it. But I picked up on it right away because, I saw right there where, I guess the bolster, it kind of had that round look, and then that very distinctive Opinel clip point blade. Like when he opened it, I was like, that's an Opinel. And I just thought that was really neat. So if you guys haven't or are not watching Into the Badlands, and if you've got Netflix, they've got season 1 and 2 on Netflix, so definitely go check that out. It's a really cool show. And another thing I wanted to mention, as I'm sure you have noticed, I've got my BCS sticker. My good buddy Justin sent me one of his channel stickers for Blue Collar Survival, and I love me some Blue Collar Survival. That's a great channel. It's like, I don't know, it's that show that you look forward to watching during the week and you hate when it ends because it's like, oh, what's going to happen next? Like, I love watching Blue Collar Survival. He's got some great reviews, great videos, some great budget blades and EDC equipment, and he does some awesome testing. And it's just, if you're into knives, you got to check it out because it's just a really cool channel. He does a great job. And so thank you, Justin, for the sticker. That's going to be on the board forever. And I'm going to end up I need to go and buy a couple of these because I want to put them on things like my truck and my wife's car and stuff like that. So I'll drop his link in the description, so you guys definitely go and check out Justin. And also, while we're talking about checking people out, you know how we start out in the beginning of these videos, I always show what I'm drinking. And just so you guys don't get the wrong idea, I'm not like this raging boozer that sits around and pounds beers all day, but I do enjoy a few craft brews in the evening, just sitting back, relaxing. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are into craft brews, so I figured I'd share what I'm trying, so if they're interested, they can try as well. But if you're into that kind of thing, I actually ran into a good friend of mine that I hadn't seen in a while, and I knew because I'd read we had a little article in the newspaper several months ago that he's opening up a brewery, but him and his wife had moved down to Myrtle Beach, and here recently they've moved back here to the town I live in, Hartsville. And I ran into him a week or so ago, and I've been seeing him quite frequently, and we've been chatting. But he is he's been down at the beach working at a brewery and working on becoming a brewmaster, and he is in fact a brewmaster now, and he's opening up a brewery right here in town. And this is a small little town, so it's really cool for us to get a brewery with quality craft beer, and they're going to serve brick oven pizzas, and they're going to have tours, and you're going to actually be able to see the brewing process. But he has an Instagram, and if you guys are interested in craft brews and just seeing cool pictures of what he does is whenever he brews a new batch, he goes ahead and he posts a picture of that the newest beer that he's brewed, and he tells you a little bit about it, what hops, what malts are used, the ABV, the IBUs. So definitely go support him and check out his Instagram. And that I'm going to drop a link in the description, but he is it's Wild Heart Brewing Company, and I'm stumbling all over myself, but it's Wild Heart Brewing Company. And it's right here in good old Hartsville, South Carolina. So, definitely check him out. It's got some cool stuff on there. So, with all of that being said, very long-windedly, this knife right here definitely gets the Grateful Panic seal of approval, which, as we all know, is 1 3/4 thumbs up. So, if you have a chance to pick one of these up, definitely pick it up. It makes a great little gentleman's carry knife. It's awesome blade steel. The ergonomics are just amazing. The materials are cool as crap. It's just a really cool looking knife. I mean, I sit there and just look, like I'll sit there and just turn it in my hand and just look at the, like, I guess the figure in these handle scales and the 3-dimensional look of it. So, I mean, it's a great little knife to have. So definitely pick one up if you have the chance. And with that being said, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate all your comments. And we have a plethora of new family members, guys. Like, this channel is growing, and that is awesome. And I look forward to it growing more. And not that I'm into numbers, but it's just cool to get to meet new people. There's more opportunities for the members. And I hate calling you guys subscribers. To me, you're family members. You're part of my extended family, and I dig each and every one of you. And the more members we have, the more opportunities we have. So, spread the word, guys. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a giveaway here shortly. Everything but one item has arrived, and I'm just waiting on that last item. And as soon as it gets here, hopefully it'll be here tomorrow, and I'll go ahead and do the giveaway video. And if it does come tomorrow or Tuesday, because I'll be going out of town on Wednesday to go visit my parents in Georgia, and I'll be there through Sunday. If it comes tomorrow or Tuesday, I'll go ahead and do the video, and I'll let it run until the Monday after Thanksgiving, and then we'll do the drawing. So, hopefully that'll happen. We can get that going, get you guys some free stuff, have a little bit of fun. And more than likely, I'll be doing the video tomorrow or Tuesday, but if I don't, you guys have an awesome Thanksgiving. If you're going to be on the roads, safe travels to you. Be careful out there, because people are crazy. And, we'll catch you guys on the flip side. So, with that being said, guys, this is Grateful Panic signing off. And remember, guys, stay alert, stay alive, and hey, how about do something nice for somebody today? Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.